So if you clicked on this video, I'm assuming your dating life isn't going so well right now, and that's cool because mine isn't either. I really wanted to make this video for a younger version of myself, a version that's a lot more insecure and thinking that this problem is external, thinking that this problem can be solved or fixed by going on YouTube and looking up all the strategies and the tips and the tricks. And so if you're going down this rabbit hole of trying to fix your dating life, I'm going to assume that there's an insecurity there, or some kind of belief that there's something wrong with you. Otherwise, you wouldn't feel the need to improve or learn about any of these things, right? And therein lies part of the problem. So when you try to seek external solutions to internal problems, you're kind of putting paper over the cracks. And that's what I learned to do over the last few years. See, the fallacy is that you think more information is gonna, make you more well-equipped. But really, when you're going into these scenarios, these dating situations with so much information in your head, when you're in your head, how can you connect with another person? Connection, feeling, intuition, that's all body-based intelligence. It's not, head-based. You're not actually connecting with the other person, you're connecting with this voice in your head. The thing with dating advice is that everyone's got a platform right now. Everybody has their own opinion, and their own opinion is based on their own experiences with dating. And even people that are making dating courses or become coaches, they're basing their knowledge on their own dating experiences. And everyone's experience with dating is colored by their own strengths, weaknesses, and traumas. So if there's a content creator you follow, they've been through all these trials and tribulations of their own dating experiences, and they've condensed all their learnings based on who they are, based on the types of people that they're attracted to and the types of people that are attracted to them. And they're kind of mass producing that and creating some kind of formula for dating. But really, human beings have been reproducing for hundreds of thousands of years, and our ancestors didn't have YouTube. We didn't have dating coaches. It's no such thing. So it's just interesting to me that now, all of a sudden, with all this information, social media, dating apps, there's more options than ever. And at the same time, there's more opinions than ever on how to go about this, how to navigate this chaos that is dating. There's a quote I discovered recently from Naval Ravikant, which states something like, if you want to make the wrong decision, ask everyone for advice. And that's the dangers of getting dating advice from the internet, because one person has their own strategy and do's and don'ts, and then you kind of consume that, and the nature of the algorithm and YouTube is like it's going to serve you another video of another dating coach, and then that dating coach is going to be say something contrary to the first one, and then now you're like in this mind, you're like, wait, I thought I wasn't meant to compliment their appearance, but then now this guy's saying that you should. What do I do? And then there's another dating coach, it's a female dating coach. They have a completely different take on things as well. And then there's another dating coach that's like, don't listen to female dating coaches. So you can kind of go in these spirals, and especially if you are a logical, intellectual person, and maybe psychology is fascinating to you. Maybe you do like going down these rabbit holes and understanding human nature, as do I. But the problem is with advice is you can fall into these traps of intellectualizing everything and not really being in the real world and not really interacting with the people that you're actually trying to date. So what happens when you spend all this time on social media consuming all this content about dating, what not to do, what to say, how to dress, how much to text, how much not to text, when to text, what to say after the first date. You can kind of fill your brain with so much bullshit. A lot of it is contradictory to each other. And then you'll get people in the comment section arguing with each other about the right approach or the wrong approach or all this stuff. And I guarantee you a lot of the people in the comment section are not actually actively going out there and experiencing and dating and figuring things out. They're just mentally masturbating. And I know that because I used to be one of those people. I didn't comment, but I was a chronic mental masturbator. I found myself just, mindlessly scrolling and scrolling and just consuming all the shit, thinking that the more that I understand about female nature through books and YouTube and podcasts or whatever, the better I understand women. But the paradox of that is the more you create these mental constructions of how reality is, the more out of touch you become with reality. A lot of the times, all these dating coaches and the people giving you advice have been through their own journey, their own personal journey of figuring out how to attract a mate. And this is Alan Watts' quote that speaks to this. And it goes, "So, he loses touch with reality and lives in a world of illusions. By thoughts, I mean specifically chatter in the skull. Perpetual and compulsive repetition of words, of reckoning and calculating." So, all this pickup advice, dating advice, it's all about how to minimize failure, how to control the outcome. And human connection, human relationships are so intricate and so complex that there's no mathematical, scientific way to control an outcome. There's no formula, there's no thing to say or thing not to say that can really make somebody that doesn't like you. Say that you used all these tips and tactics to get somebody to like you. What you've essentially done is you've created this mask over yourself. People are not actually attracted to you, they're attracted to the mask. And eventually, once they get to know you, once they spend more time with you, and you take off the mask, they're deceived. And, you're doing a disservice to yourself and to the other person because you're actually not connecting with the other person because the relationship doesn't feel good because they're in a relationship with your mask and not really you. So, and the other person feels deceived. So it's a lose-lose situation for both people. In order to really connect with somebody, you have to open yourself up. You have to open yourself up to the possibility of getting hurt, of getting rejected, of being vulnerable. If dating advice is not the answer, then what is the answer? The first answer is to work on yourself. Everyone tells you to do that, but there's a nuance that's missing in there, which is how much should you work on yourself? Because you can get into a trap of, if you feel like you're not good enough and you carry that belief that you're not good enough, you can work your life away feeling like you're not good enough, and then you're going to constantly find other things to feel not good enough about. So how much should you work on yourself? I think you should work on yourself until you feel dateable. Like, honestly look in the mirror and be like, should somebody date me? And if the answer is maybe or no, then work on yourself. And that could take 1 week, 1 month, a year. How do you work on yourself? Well, there's enough said about it. Therapy, meditation, journaling, going to the gym, eating healthy. Like, you've heard it all before. Pick something that works. Pick something that resonates, and get to a point where you can look in the mirror and be like, should somebody date me? And the answer is yes. Then you should start attempting to date. Second thing is, once you're ready to date, treat it like a social experiment. Don't go in there with expectations. And again, that's easier said than done. But really, truly treat it like a social experiment. And if you do that, you can kind of relax and have fun. Go to these dates and just experiment. After the date, reflect on it, write about it, reflect on it, and learn from your own mistakes. What I've learned is experience is the best teacher, and your own experience is the most valuable. Instead of learning from other people's experiences, learn from your own experience. A lot of the people that I know that are in healthy, successful relationships are not into self-improvement. They've never been on YouTube to look up dating advice. So it's just interesting how that is. It's like we think the more information, the more we know, the better we get. But really, there's no substitute for the real life experience. So yeah, stay safe out there. Be vigilant about what you let into your mind and what the algorithm serves you. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and catch you next time. Peace.